Let's get this thing going.
Welcome to the fastest 2 hours in radio.
Rules in action. It's up to each one of us to know the rules and follow them. Follow.
All systems go.
The Morning Edge.
With Fox 2's Vic Faust, Chris Knight, Angela Sharp, and Eric Johnson.
The Morning Edge starts now.
Welcome to the show.
Today is a very special day.
Today is National Pet Day.
It's celebrated every year on April 11th.
Say, what type of pet do you have? It's a dog.
My pet iguana. Pet tarantula.
Snake for a pet.
He's my pet snail.
A squirrel.
This is our pet.
A family pet.
Eagle-y is your pet eagle.
Yeah.
Today is National Pet Day.
Showtime.
Hey guys, it is showtime. Welcome to the show. 8:05 is the time on this Monday morning, April 11th. Hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for taking some time to join us this morning. Chris Knight's here. I'm here. I'm Vic Faust. Angela Sharp.
I don't know where she's at. She's probably with Eric Church somewhere.
In her dreams. Anyway, the married Eric Church.
Oh, I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Unless she's traveling to go to a show or two. So she took off Friday and today, and but you don't know where she went, right?
No. Did she tell you?
No. Does she have a right to tell you?
I think so.
You think? I mean,
We can hold her paycheck back, right?
A duty. Well, you can
Actually,
hold
I
the
think
paychecks that go out.
I think she did tell me she was not going to be here Friday or Monday, but I don't remember what she said she was doing.
Eric Johnson will be in. We appreciate you jumping in, depending upon where you're listening from today. Don't know what your weather is, but in the St. Louis area, we finally got a nice weekend. We got a great day yesterday, and then now you're going to have 3-4 days of rain.
Yeah, but it's not going to be cold,
Yeah.
and I'm good with that.
Okay, wait a second. So let's say,
If it rains and it's 75, I'm good with it.
rather than 45 and sunny?
Yes.
I would take 45 and sunny.
No.
I need that.
No, man.
I need that fire in the sky.
No. The cold sucks.
Yes, it is not. It is not that at all. So we say good morning to everybody. Glad you're jumping in. It is the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. Jump in on the best chat line that there is on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. Thanks for saying hi, guys. Hope everybody had a great weekend. A couple of you are ready to jump in on and starting stuff up. Love Mondays because so much has happened from the weekend. We've got sports news. We've got politics. We've got all kinds of things to jump into. Amy Bittner, happy birthday. She says it's her birthday, April 11th. Happy birthday to you. Jeannie says cold does suck. Drew says Kim will get a slap on the wrist. Want to bet? We'll get into Kim Gardner in just a moment.
Oh, Drew, do you have to start it already?
That's all right. Come on. Drew sits around all weekend waiting for the show, but we love him. He is the antagonist. Okay, isn't it time that we tell everybody he's on payroll to just say something
Yes,
opposite?
We have to.
He's on payroll to make things interesting.
That's right. I want to know what Drew thinks the
It's
slap
all right.
on the wrist is. He has to tell us what he thinks.
I'll tell you what a slap on the wrist means. A slap on the wrist
No, I want to
regarding
know
Kim
what
Gardner.
his slap on the wrist is because he's like, you want
There's
to
only
bet?
there's only one thing that would constitute a slap on the wrist in her case, which we'll talk about.
Okay.
And that's where she gets kind of probation and still stays on the job. She's either going to be on the job or off the job.
Right.
There is no gray area in this.
That's right.
That's what I think he means by that.
I think she should be off the job.
Well, it's
Personally.
it's 8:08 now, and coming up at 8:30, Brad Young's going to join us to kind of kickstart preview what's going to happen. Kim Gardner has a hearing today with the disciplinary board in St. Louis County, and once the hearing happens today, then the evidence is sent to the Missouri Supreme Court, as we've told you on the show. And Drew says probation, so we'll see. Everybody else saying happy birthday to one of the listeners, Amy Bittner. So we'll get into that at 8:30. Coming up at 9:30, we're going to talk to a woman we haven't spoken to in a while. Her name's Rebecca Sheehan. I don't know if you remember Rebecca. She's with Ladies of Liberty.
I do.
She is coming on. She posted what I felt was a very interesting video because I brought up this commercial. I can't remember if I brought it up on air or not. I can't remember if our listeners remember. But Eric and I were talking about it. Powerade put out a commercial in the last month or so that's getting a lot of airtime now that says pause. Pause is power. And it takes people who have quit in sports or said that they couldn't handle, the mental aspect of it, or Simone, the gymnast, Simone Biles. But what is the real message there? Basically, what you're saying is when things get tough, to quit. And it's a very fascinating commercial because they also bring in the fact of mental illness, which is you go there, you got to be careful about what's mental illness, what's true, because pause can help. But at the same point, is it a message of telling everybody just to give up if it gets tough? Simone Biles is in that commercial, and a couple other people who we know didn't quite live up to expectations or quit during a competition because they said the strain and the stress and everything on them was too much. We all know that mental illness is a big deal. Very, very, very interesting conversation coming up with Rebecca. We'll catch up on what's going on with her Ladies of Liberties group. And then, of course, what's going on with the country from that standpoint, from a political standpoint. Cardinals had their first weekend of baseball so far, 2-1. I know you didn't get a chance to get down to the game yet, Chris, but I'm sure you're excited to get there at some point. When will you be at the Cardinals' first game?
I'm going to go to the Baltimore game.
Do you ever go unless you're not sitting in the green seats?
No.
Okay, because you've been spoiled to that point in time. There is something about sitting I sat in the green seats last year, and I think you might have for the first time. I'd never been in the green seats until last year on my birthday.
Pretty amazing stuff, huh?
It was great. Yeah, it was. And I did go back and did not sit in the green seats, and I was fine with it. But you, on the other hand, said you could not do that. We say good morning to Eric Johnson coming in the studio this morning. We appreciate it.
Chris doesn't even like baseball. He just goes there to be on TV.
Does. Chris likes baseball.
He just goes there to be on TV.
Baseball.
Every damn time I'm at like a sports bar and I know he's at the game, there's a smiling face right behind home plate.
It's true. Yeah, I've spent a lot of money on my hair. Chris told us he spent a lot of money on his teeth.
Yeah.
And when he smiles, you see it on the Valley Sports Network.
You don't even
broadcast.
know. He didn't even tell me one night he was going to be at the game, and I turned over to my left. I think it was like at Buffalo Wild Wings. I go, oh, damn. Chris, come on. He hates baseball. He just goes there to be on TV.
He does not hate baseball.
He does.
Chris, on a scale of 1 to 10.
10. I love baseball.
Who's the outfielder?
I love football too, though.
Name all the outfielders for the Cardinals right now. Go.
Well, you've got really good ones. Tyler, you have
one kid.
Yeah,
No, he started on the right path
Bader.
with Tyler.
Bader.
He got Bader.
You got Bader.
Okay.
Tyler.
Tyler O'Neill.
There you go. There's two. There's only one more starter.
Come on, dog.
He's
Bring it home.
And he's a new guy.
Younger.
Carlson?
Ding, 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 ding.
I digress.
Oh, Eric Johnson.
Chris he got all three starters.
I apologize.
Now,
he loves baseball.
He had to him and Hall a little bit, but he got him.
I know. Yeah.
He got him.
Good job, Chris.
We're only, 3 games in now?
3 games in. Cardinals are 2-1. They got smoked yesterday. They allegedly have a game today at 1:15.
Eric Johnson, name me the
that game will
infielders.
be called.
I can't do
Ready?
that.
Go.
I can't do that. I don't watch baseball that much. But here's the deal. I will say this about Chris. It's like those people that say, you know what, money doesn't buy happiness. You know what I mean? It's like I'd rather be happy than have no money at all. Well, money doesn't suck. And it's those people that say, I go to the upper bowl. I think it's better. I think it looks better up in the upper bowl. I can see the whole game. That's a bunch of garbage.
That's a bunch of garbage.
That is a bunch of garbage. The green seats are killer.
Yes, they are.
Money can buy a lot of happiness. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't fool yourself.
Don't speak for yourself, Eric.
Yeah.
It's like I got this bass boat at the Lake of the Ozarks, and I'm happy, and then the yacht goes by and go, I wouldn't want that.
There.
Shut up.
So we've got Brad Young coming up at 8:30. You won't want to miss that. And then Rebecca Sheehan coming up at 9:30. In between, there is a lot going on, and of course, we'll get to it. We'll cover it all. It is interesting because yesterday Dr. Fauci did the national shows again. he's done a complete turnabout with COVID. When are the midterms?
Oh, we're in the at least
November.
the first inning. We're in the first inning.
You've got
First pitch has been thrown already.
You have August and November elections, right?
Yeah. Fauci said yesterday when it comes to future COVID restrictions with masking, it's going to be up to the individual.
Oh.
What?
I know.
Oh
This
my
guy is
God.
such a,
It's hard to even get pumped up about what you just said because I think people are like that anyway. There's no
well, they are now.
There's
But
no
think
government
back
that's
to
going
what
to
this
shut you
country
down.
did for so long. He was on this week on ABC's show, and he said moving forward that individuals are going to have to decide for themselves their own personal level of risk for events and COVID-19 exposure going forward as people just learn to live with the virus.
Welcome to St. Charles.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds so stupid to say it. It's like that's how we've been dealing with it the whole time. We haven't been putting people in fear. We haven't been saying if you don't wear a mask or get vaxxed, you're going to die. It's like, no. I think that our leaders here in this area have been straight shooters about it. I mean, I think they've kicked ass.
Well, there's a
This is
report.
how it would
Another report's on Fox News this morning. I won't get heavy into it because, Forbes leads the group. He's in charge of the group, and he was a presidential candidate.
Yeah.
Right, but he's Republican. So you always say, look at who the group is led by. But they just put out a study this morning that shows the states that did it best and didn't do it the best. Guess what? Top 4 states that didn't do it as well when it came to the morbidity, when people died, financial success. The top 4 states at the bottom of the list: New York, California, Illinois.
Yeah, California. New York makes sense because it's more dense, more densely populated. California's more spread out, and it's obviously you could be outside a lot more. So California doesn't make a lot of sense.
The 4 states that came out on top were South Dakota, Florida.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Kristi Noem.
Yep, Kristi Noem.
Ron DeSantis.
Mm-hmm.
Vermont, which was in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Montana also came in there. I couldn't find where Missouri came in to play, but there was a point in time where Missouri was in the top 10 as well in regards to doing it the best way when it came to
If
death
it wasn't
rates.
for St. Louis County and St. Louis City, it would have been perfect.
Exactly.
Because Kansas City was
But
open. I don't know if you know
St.
that.
Louis County and St. Louis City were some of the most stringent when it came to COVID restrictions in America, and as long as anybody else.
Yeah.
And yet they had some of the worst rates in the country.
Yeah. And I would
it just shows that St. Louis City and St. Louis County at best had some explaining to do when it came to factual numbers, not opinion, but factual numbers.
And you got to look at places that are dense in, retirement communities and older populations because that's going to add to those weird numbers also. It's also showing that cities that were uber strict on their COVID suppression are now fighting another battle that they're trying to lock everything back down.
In some
China.
point. Yeah, China. And we've got information on that as well. Fauci's quote on that, Eric, was, quote, what's going to happen is that we're going to see
Good job.
that each individual is going to have to make their own calculation of the amount of risk that they want to take in going to indoor dinner and functions and remain within the realm of the green zone. I'm like, what? It's going to be a person's decision about individual risk that they're going to take, really? And now they're saying that as we come into the elections.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to.
Why? If it was such a killer, but why are we saying that now? After everything else that has happened, I just felt like it was very interesting to hear that from Fauci now.
And it's super
It's
easy.
a complete reversal that the national media refuses to cover. I just want all sides to be heard. And let's remind everybody of the scorecard all the time.
Yeah.
That's one thing that Governor Parsons said from the start.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, check my scorecard.
Yeah.
Look at my scorecard the whole way through.
Yep. And he's right. And there's no way that a Fauci is going to throw his weight around.
Steve Ellman in St. Charles County.
Yeah. They're going to get steamrolled. Everybody knows it. The Democrats are going to get rocked. Governors are going to get rocked. House of Representatives are going to get rocked. Now they're talking about the Senate picking up 7 seats possibly.
The Democrats.
Well, that's on the most positive side, Eric.
that's what they. I mean, each side is going to espouse their best face forward. Could you imagine if the Senate has 7 more seats and the House maybe has 60 more seats? It is a route. They will be able to overturn vetoes. So they can literally pass legislation that they're like, go ahead and veto it. We're just going to flip it back the other way whenever you do veto it. They will be a part of the executive branch if they can have that much of a steamrolling. Seriously. So this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get into the dirt. And so if COVID is a big deal, Fauci, get out of the way, man. You just need to get the hell out of the way.
We saw it last week with some of the school board voting. While it wasn't, quote, a route just from a local standpoint in the Missouri area or the St. Louis area.
That's surprising.
What we did see, though, were several pickups from the, quote, anti-masking, anti-vaccination, anti-CRT voters that you never thought that you wouldn't think you'd see in school boards. But you started to see a change, especially in the biggest school district in the state of Missouri. Once again, where you had 2 school boards.
We never talked about that on this show.
Yeah, we did.
I wasn't here then because I don't
show up.
Well, no, I don't remember.
We talked a lot about this. Were the fact that Rockwood not only had 2 new, quote, conservative anti-masking, anti-forced COVID, anti-CRT members that came in, but you also had a black woman conservative coming in second in Rockwood, taking over one of those spots.
So how does that school?
That was kind of a major deal, especially in Rockwood of all places, which was the home of the teacher. Don't tell your parents, or don't tell the parents what we're teaching the kids.
Is it good enough to have a few conservative on these boards to at least spotlight what's going on behind the closed scenes?
Yeah, because you can't. Too much of anything might be a bad idea. Eric.
Yeah, but I don't.
Some moderation is good when you have voices from all sides.
But in a school district, having people say, we're going to focus on educating our kids, and we're not talking about 2nd graders to 4th graders learning about transgendered, sexual, whatever. Don't you think it's time that our school boards got back to, we are in a competition to be the best in the world, and we're going to do our part.
Well, they already think that they are.
No, they're not, but they know they're
Eric,
not.
No, in your opinion.
Not in my opinion.
That's the message that they send, whether it's true or not.
So you're telling me on the ASAT, they have a whole part of the ASAT that's about LGBTQ crap on it. No, you don't need to be teaching that. You don't need to be talking about that. That's not your place. Or there has a whole part of the ACT now that talks about race relations. And CRT.
Not in the ACT.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So why would
but
you?
You're going.
I don't feel like I'm going upfield at all.
Kevin says, watch gas prices drop before the elections as well.
No, that won't happen. That will not happen. It will not happen because the oil companies are pissed off right now.
I think it will.
The oil companies are pissed off that they pulled them in front of Congress and they chastised them. Like, screw you. You don't know anything about capitalism and how the system works. So if you want to stay the course, then the prices are going to be exactly what they are.
Yeah, but Biden's already releasing barrels of oil.
Who?
Eric. Biden.
Yeah, but that's from the Strategic Oil Reserve, which is very dangerous, by the way.
A third.
Yeah, but it's going to drop. It's going to drop gas prices.
And that's 1 million barrels a day.
Yep.
That's nothing. Upwards. That's nothing. That's like saying, I am super thirsty. I need a drink of water. And then someone gives you a shot glass. Have fun with that. It's nothing.
That's. Oh, did you just say Olay?
Maybe.
I didn't hear you say.
You have to go back and re-rack the tape.
I didn't. I didn't hear you say Olay.
That's fine.
Also, congrats from a sports standpoint. National story. Scotty Scheffler won the Masters yesterday. It'll be interesting to see what the ratings were because everybody was glad to kind of see the Masters back with full crowds out there.
Yeah.
Tiger had a really good day Thursday, and then he just faded after that.
Yeah.
His body just couldn't keep up with him.
Right.
Scotty Scheffler, which was very, very interesting. This guy's 25 years old. Just the 4th golfer ever, 25 years or younger to win it. I was looking at his stats. Keep in mind, we want to talk about a great couple months. How about this would happen in your life? He had 0 wins in 70 PGA Tour starts before February.
Yeah.
But in 70 starts, this 25-year-old, he had made $8.7 million.
Yeah.
Without even winning a tournament.
When you get on the big boy tour, you get
they give you
money.
He was ranked 14th in the world.
Yeah.
Then, fast forward February to where we are now, in about 2 months.
Yeah.
He won 4 times, $17.6 million,
Jeez.
and he's ranked number 1 in the world. Oh, yeah, he just won the Masters.
Yeah.
In a matter of 2 months.
That's what coaching will do.
Or getting on a really good hot roll.
Yeah.
25-year-old.
Think about golf, though. It's a game of inches. It's a game of 1 stroke versus 2 strokes. It's minutia. When you're in that back 18 or that back 9 for the final time, and you are within 1 stroke, you could win it all. And I think that's how golf is you really, I think you're a natural. When you play golf, you have to be a natural. Then a coach will get to you, and they will make you a little bit better.
Well, some can.
It
goes up, and golf's such a weird game.
It is a weird game. It
doesn't matter whether you have coaching or not.
Yes.
I mean, there's guys with great coaches that go all the way down. It just, sometimes people get hot. They don't, 25-year-old, and there you go.
You get hot because you're coached. You're always being looked at.
But it's also such a mental standpoint along with that physicality.
And I think you saw
pushing
Tiger. I think you see him come back and win some championships this year. I think you see him.
I don't know. We'll
I
see.
do. Because you're
well,
right.
I told you on
you're
Friday
right. You're right.
that his round on Thursday kind of a blessing because he was only going to get worse because his body has to get back up. And that's exactly
that's
what
conditioning,
happened.
right?
It's conditioning. It's dealing with the pain. It's getting back into the actual walking up and down a long course.
Yes. But he's got that
And he hadn't
sight
played
picture.
golf.
He's
Yeah, I
got
mean-
that sight picture. He knows how to hit that ball.
I wouldn't be. Would I ever be surprised to see him win again?
No.
No. Would I be shocked to see him win one of these majors? Absolutely.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I mean, dude, he's 46,
Right.
and I mean, they've got the guys that are winning are in their 20s.
Yeah, he's almost on the senior circuit. He's almost on the
So-
senior circuit.
But yeah, it was great to see him, and unfortunately, without Tiger, there really wasn't any storylines because this Scotty Scheffler's is quiet and stiff as they come.
Right.
You don't even hear a tone of his voice go up or down, really.
Yeah.
It was funny though, but it was also refreshing to see a guy who looked like the golfers before Tiger. He just looked unathletic.
Right. 1950 back in effect.
I think I saw a little belly on him. Yeah. He's 25. But anyway, but I also thought they overdid Tiger too. I mean, you couldn't watch any coverage of the Masters from a national media.
That's
Tiger,
what people
Tiger,
want.
Tiger.
That's
Well,
what
they
people
did,
want.
but when he's not even in the hunt after the first day, it was kind of like,
Yeah, but you want to see how he's walking, and you want to see how he's
But we
striking
did.
the ball. You want to
But-
see the crowd behind him. You want to see maybe how he interacts
but
with the
didn't,
crowd.
But we didn't get to see that because he wasn't in contention.
I understand that.
That's the problem. Hey, we got to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll set the stage for the hearing. Kim Gardner in court today. Brad Young gets us caught up with this. And something happened on Friday that kind of went under the radar, if you will, that was not good for Kim. We'll tell you what happened. And is it a precursor of what to expect when the Missouri Supreme Court does rule on her? Today is the evidence portion of this.
Yes.
Brad thinks it's just a, I don't know, it's just part of the process, what happens today. But it will go to the Supreme
And our
Court.
friend who is on Facebook, Drew Collins, he's had 8 years of law schooling, and he has a law firm himself, so he's an expert as well. And he says it's a slap on the wrist.
We'll see where it goes. This is the fastest 2 hours of Morning Talk Radio. Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. Angela is off today. Back with more with Brad Young. If you have questions, Sue, jump in while he's on. We'll try to get him to him. It is the fastest 2 hours of Morning Talk Radio. 8:27 is our time. It's April 11th. We'll be right back.
Edge morning traffic.
A bit of a rough morning out there on the roads. A slow go headed eastbound on 6440 out of Lake St. Louis. And expect heavy volume 70 eastbound from Bryan Road almost to Highway 79. A big jam eastbound 70 as well from the Blanchette Bridge all the way to St. Charles Rock Road. That's where crews have been on the scene of a crash involving an overturned vehicle. The tow truck is now on that scene. Northbound 270 slow from I-55 up to 6440 in Town and Country. And I-44 has reopened both directions in the Kirkwood area after a full weekend closure. 55 northbound slow getting into the city through that new work zone. I'm Fox 2's Molly Rose. That's your Edge morning traffic.
The Edge Morning Show is coming right back.
Hey, it's Shanny from the Legendary Lunch, and if you're hiring somebody to come in and do a project for you or your business, you need to trust them. And trust is built. Well, that's what Concrete Bob and everybody over at Concrete Masters does every day. They build trust, and they do it with quality work. And it shows in their porches and patios, the driveways and walkways they pour, the garages. Whether it's commercial or residential, Concrete Masters does it all. For new projects to tear out and replacement, if it's flat, Concrete Masters makes it great. So if you've got an upcoming concrete project and you don't call Concrete Masters, well, it's your own ass fault. Call them today, Concrete Masters, 314-486-0926. Tell them you want to speak to Concrete Bob and plan your next project today. 314-486-0926. It's Concrete Masters.
People's Bank and Trust is helping you get a grip on your finances with our new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills all from the palm of your hand. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net for more information and to start using mobile banking. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You work from home, and now home can be anywhere you want with an RV from Bill Thomas Camper Sales. RV travel is the ultimate social distancing for your family, and you know what you have with you and where it's been. For 55 years locally, family-owned, Bill Thomas Camper Sales has had the highest quality for every budget, and they have guidelines in place for your safe shopping experience. Travel in comfort and safety with a visit to Bill Thomas Camper Sales in Wentzville. For details, hours, and directions, go to btcamper.com.
My daughter used to be a shining star. I would tell her, there's nothing you can't do. Now, it's like living with a stranger. It happens so fast. Centerpoint Hospital, real help for addiction and hope for a bright future.
If a young person dear to you is facing substance use, the Changing Point at Centerpoint Hospital now offers adolescent treatment solutions with detox, 4-week residential, and outpatient treatment. The Changing Point for Adolescents at Centerpoint Hospital. Hope for a bright future.
Hey, it's Shanny for Mascots Bar and Grill, and I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a place to watch the game with friends, Cardinals, Blues, whatever, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. If you're looking for a place for happy hour, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. Heck, grab some friends, get a table, and play rock and roll bingo every night and twice on Saturdays at Mascots Bar and Grill. You can win some great prizes. Seriously, great prizes at Mascots for playing rock and roll bingo. And it's absolutely free to play. Wednesday night is ladies' night, and you won't believe the specials they have going on there. Come by for lunch. They're the home of the Legendary Lunch Special. You go tell them you're FOS, you're a friend of Shanny's, and you want that big old burger and fries for just $5, and they're going to give it to you fresh and hot, just the way you ordered it, and it's so delicious, and you don't have to do the dishes. If you go once, you will go again and again. Mascots Bar and Grill, home of the Legendary Lunch Special.
Hey, Brian Dawson here. Folks, Brian Dawson Roofing and Construction is a roofing company dedicated to excellence and quality. We are very familiar with working with insurance as well as uninsured roofing needs. We do room additions, small roofs, big roofs, steep roofs, flat roofs, residential and commercial. So hey, if you have any roofing or construction needs, call me, Brian Dawson.
Learn more by visiting BrianDawsonRoofing.com or call 636-465-9465. That's 465-9465.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon. Cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code FALL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code FALL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FALL.
Here comes more of the Edge Morning Show.
Welcome back to the show. It is The Edge. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, April 11th. Time is 8:34. The Eric Johnson is here. The Eric Johnson is here.
He introduced me as the Eric Johnson and my mic's off. How is that even possible?
It kind of sounds apropos for the show. Chris Knight's here.
Don't make his head any bigger.
The Ohio State.
I'm Vic Faust from Fox 2. Angela Sharp is off today. She'll be back tomorrow. Appreciate you joining us today. The fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. As always, you can catch us on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. Share the show. Really do. Get it out there. Let people know what we do. We appreciate when you do. You can also stream us at viperrocks.com. Once again, viperrocks.com if you want to give us a call for any reason. We always leave that open for you as well, even though in this day and age, most people like to jump in on Facebook. The phone number there is 636-695-2915, 636-695-2915. Plus, you can always get us at The Morning Edge on YouTube. All right. We've got some big news today. It's arguably the biggest story of the day. It's also at the top of our Fox 2 Now Facebook page as well. St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner will go before a board today. Our resident attorney, Brad Young, of Hairstyle Fisher & Young, joins us now. Brad, good morning. You've kind of kept us abreast of the situation from the get-go. We're finally to one of the hearings. Get everybody up to date, the scorecard on where we go and what's expected today.
Yeah, essentially there is a very long complaint that's been filed, an ethics complaint against Kim Gardner that stems from the entire investigation of Eric Greitens. And in particular, the evidence that was put forward by William Tisby, who we heard just a couple of weeks ago, pled guilty to some misdemeanor charges to resolve all of those
Evidence
legal
tampering
issues with regard to his criminal activity, during the investigation of Eric Greitens.
So with that being said, it's a 73-page report, right?
It is. It's very long.
And who filed it, Brad? So to give people the idea, who filed this against Kim Gardner? Was this somebody who hates her?
No, it's not somebody that hates her. There is an ethics department within the Missouri Bar Association. It's called the Office of Professional Responsibility. And that office filed the complaint against her because it was objective. It wasn't because they didn't like her. It wasn't because they were trying to stop what she's doing. It's because she committed objective, verifiable breaches of the Missouri bar ethics, which I have to take continuing legal education every year. Every attorney does. And one of the things that we have to study is professional responsibility. You violate those, and your law license can be suspended. You can be on probation. You can be disbarred. And that's the hearing that Kimberly Gardner is facing today. But there's so much in the objective evidence. Just let me briefly state this, is that if a lot of times, this has happened to me, where you produce evidence to the court and you later find out that evidence is not what you thought it was, for one reason or another. At that point, attorneys have an ethical responsibility to notify the court, this was done in error, here's the fix of it, here's my most updated information, and it was done in error, it was not done in order to promulgate fraud. I mean, there's a whole series of steps you've got to go through. And once all that William Tisby information came out, she presented evidence through document production stating facts as far as what she knew them. But once the William Tisby information became known that he had notes and said he didn't, he said he interviewed witnesses, but then he didn't, or actually he said he didn't interview witnesses and then he did, he had notes and he didn't, and all of that came out. She had an ethical duty to contact the court and to fix the record, and she never did any of that. So all of that is objective evidence. It's not because someone's out to get her. It's not because they don't like what she's doing. It's because that she violated the rules of professional conduct, at least according to the allegation. And that's why this is going to be going to a hearing. Ultimately, the Missouri Supreme Court is the one that decides this. So once the Missouri Supreme Court decides this, that's not appealable. That's as far as it goes. And the options here are either nothing. The court could find that she committed no violations. They could place her on probation. They could suspend her bar license, or they could disbar her, and all of those options are on the table.
Now, you know the ins and outs of this case. People like us, we don't. I mean, people like me, I'm just like, I hope she's gone. I hope that for the good of St. Louis, she's gone. I hope that for political reasons. How does Kim Gardner today go? Does she have any deniability? Like, I just didn't know this was happening, or is she going to admit to something? What happens? How does Kim get out of this if she does get out of it? And by getting out of it, I mean that slap on the wrist. How does she get out of it?
Well, first and foremost, she has, bar none, she has the best attorney in all of Missouri who represents other attorneys with regard to professional responsibility issues. And in fact, as soon as this information broke about this complaint, like last year, I picked up the phone and I called Michael Downey, and I wanted to ask him some questions about this because he knows all the rules of professional conduct, frontwards and backwards. And when I called him, he said, "I'm sorry, Brad, I can't talk to you about it," which instantly told me that Kim Gardner had hired him. So I think that their tactic here is going to be that even though evidence was submitted to the court, it was done inadvertently. And I think her defense is going to be that because of all of the litigation surrounding this, both during the Greitens investigation and even after Greitens, even after he resigned, there was still a lot of litigation over attorney's fees, over attorney misconduct, over failure to produce documents. And I think his position is going to be it was inadvertent, it was not intentional because of all the other litigation, and therefore she wasn't guilty of any actual conduct that required her to exercise judgment. She was simply guilty of omission, not of commission.
Can this stop today, Brad? Let people know what's happening today, and can this all end today in any aspect?
No, nothing's going to end today. In fact, all of the evidence will be collected today, and then once that evidence is gathered at the court, it'll feel like a trial, but it's not really a trial. It's an administrative hearing. And then all of that evidence ultimately goes to the Missouri Supreme Court. So we're probably
and that's what you've said all
months
along.
away from hearing anything.
Yeah, because you said all along this goes to the Missouri Supreme Court.
Correct, and that's where it goes. That's the arbiter of all ethics complaints. And the vast majority, one of the reasons why this is so different is that the vast majority of ethics complaints against lawyers always deals with money. It always...
But not this time.
So many rules that we have to follow, and I know it's easy to insert joke here,
Yeah, but Brad, it's not it's not that way this time. This is political. And that was my next question: doesn't the Supreme Court look at this and go, "Kim, you knew what you were doing. This is Eric Greitens. Do they have that ability to do that, or do they have to look at everything by the book and everything?"
Yeah, you hope they look at it by the book.
Because
Eric.
I know the way that a lawyer would spin this is like, oh, she didn't know. This is just kind of an accident. I wonder, there's no way a Supreme Court can say see everything from 30,000 feet and go, this is Eric Greitens, you were after him, and you did something unethical, you're gone.
No, well, they're not going to look at it from the political angle in any way.
Really?
They're simply going to look at what's alleged against her and whether or not that falls under a violation of the Missouri rules of professional conduct, and if so, determining what should be the appropriate punishment for that. The politics, and politics is a big, all-encompassing word, Eric, but the politics of it really won't come into play. This is simply going to be an analysis of what she did it violate the rules, and what should be the appropriate punishment for that.
Yeah, we're talking with Brad Young, attorney of Harris, Dowell, Fisher, and Young. Brad, what stands out to me, and put this in perspective for our listeners and viewers on Facebook, 73 pages, that sounds like a mammoth filing to me. Is that normal or is that abnormal? And what does it say?
Well, I can't tell you that I've seen all of the filings, but of those that I've seen, and in the one case that I actually handled on behalf of another attorney, these tend to be 4 and 5 pages long. I have never even anecdotally heard of something being 73 pages long. I've never even heard of that. So I'm not going to stand here and say it's the longest complaint ever, because that would require me to know all of the other complaints, which I don't know. All I can tell you is this is the longest, most detailed complaint I have ever seen and I've ever heard.
Wow. Is it public record? Can you read it?
Oh, I can email it to you. I've got a copy of it.
Do you
I gave a copy to Vic.
I have a
Got it,
copy.
too.
Did you read it?
I got through like 5 pages, and I'm like, oh my god, somebody better give me a law license to finish this up.
I
And all of
know.
a sudden, hey, who's paying Kim's bills? Legal bills on this?
She has to pay her own bills. This comes out of her pocket. Now, normally, if this were in a private law firm, the law firm would pay for it. But I don't believe, and I'm going to give myself a little bit of a hedge here. I don't believe that this can come out of the cost of her office, but perhaps it could. In a private law firm, it certainly would. I just don't know how that works with regard to a circuit attorney's office, whether they foot the bill for the defense or not.
Ooh, that's a good question.
So what happens at the end of the day when we're reporting on Fox 2 and other stations around town? Is it basically going to be Kim had her hearing, and now all the evidence gets turned over to the Missouri Supreme Court? Now we just play the waiting game?
Yeah, there'll be a series of rulings by the judge in the case with regard to what evidence comes in, what evidence goes out, and then ultimately that all gets turned over to the Supreme Court, and then they make their decision. But one of the quick things about this that I want to mention is that the other thing that was in the news late last week is there's a guy named John Solomon. He's a reporter. He used to be at Fox News. He started his own website with a couple of other people called Just the News. And he filed a Freedom of Information Act request with Kim Gardner's office to get some records that were public records, not anything with regard to the specific details of this litigation. But she was denied. They denied it. They didn't. Kim Gardner's office refused to turn over any documents, and so he's taken it up, filed a lawsuit, has gotten, I believe, an award in his favor with regard to a finding that they should have turned that information over. And to me, that just demonstrates a pattern of conduct of obscuring the facts. It demonstrates a pattern of conduct with regard to not complying with the rules. We see that commonality in both the ethics complaints and with regard to the Freedom of Information Act request. And it shows a lack of transparency on the part of the Circuit Attorney's Office, and it shows you why they have such a hard problem over there keeping good attorneys, because no one wants to work for that kind of operation.
No, absolutely not. It is so unethical. From the Facebook line, can Greitens begin the process of maybe suing Kim Gardner? Is that possible?
It's not possible, and here's why. At the time that Eric got his case dismissed and agreed to resign his governorship, he signed a personal release of liability to Kim Gardner, stating that he released all of the rights that he may have in the future to sue her for wrongful prosecution. Now, I've said all along, and the Missouri Supreme Court hasn't taken this ball up and run with it, but I've said all along that that constitutes as something that she received in personal in nature, which you cannot do as a circuit attorney. If you walk up to a circuit attorney and say, hey, I got a speeding ticket, here's $100, stick it in your pocket, and I want to get my case dismissed. That's obviously illegal. And this is the same thing. In the execution of her duties, she got a personal release of liability, not for the office, but for herself personally. So she got something of value in exchange for getting this release of liability from Eric Greitens. And no one has filed any charges on it, but I've continued to point out that that in of itself violates Missouri law.
All right, Brad, before we let you go, a couple things. I wanted to get your opinion. If I can put you on the spot, that would be great. Well, you have told us before you saw maybe 3 outcomes here: probation, suspension, or disbarment. If she gets suspension or disbarment, obviously she loses her job. Can you put percentages on what you believe the 3 outcomes would be?
Well, first of all, I got to let you know that 78.2% of all statistics are made up on the spot.
NASA says so.
No, come on, man. You've seen a lot of this stuff, and you've seen the case.
Well, I gave you an out. I didn't say tell me. I just said, is it possible?
No, he's not Jimmy the Greek.
I think it's far. I think that disbarment is unlikely. Let's
okay.
Look at these calls.
That's off the table.
Disbarment is unlikely.
All right.
Okay? I also think that probation is unlikely.
Oh.
So that leaves the option of suspension. And I would put the odds at suspension at anywhere between, I think that's a 70% or an 80% likelihood that she would have her law license suspended for some period of time. And so I think that's a very high percentage, at least in my mind, that her law license will be suspended, but I don't see her being disbarred. Although that certainly is a possibility,
But if it's
I don't see that as a
suspended,
probability.
then she has to leave the job, right?
For a while anyway, right?
That's the interesting part about Missouri law. There's a specific statute on point for this that specifies that in order to be the circuit attorney or any prosecuting attorney, the main requirement is you have to be licensed to practice law. And the statute also states that if at any time that person loses the ability to be a licensed attorney in the state of Missouri, then the governor of the state is empowered to appoint his or her replacement. So if we follow the scenario that suggests that her law license will be suspended at that point and is non-appealable by the Missouri Supreme Court, at that point she would lose the ability to be the circuit attorney, and the governor would have to appoint her replacement.
Okay. Let's go to the future now, because I'm looking at our Facebook line and all the people fighting on the Facebooks. Let's go to where she's suspended. Now Parsons is there, kind of waiting in the wings. What would Parsons do? And whatever. What would Parsons do that you think he should maybe put in a very conservative person that might clean up St. Louis, or how do you feel it's going to come about?
Well,
if you just had to guess,
it hasn't happened yet.
Vic, we're just playing a game. We're just playing a game. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, I always like to make a distinction between a checker player and a chess player. Okay, a checker player plays 1 to 2 moves ahead. A chess player plays 3 to 5 moves ahead. I love chess.
Okay.
I know there are chess players that play more than that. I can only look at about 5 moves ahead. But in this instance, I think we have to have a chess player mentality.
Okay.
Because if you just put somebody in, like for example, I'm going to give you a crazy.
Let's just say a good prosecutor. Yeah.
But you could put in Eric Schmidt as the circuit attorney. Okay, that would drive the city of St. Louis crazy.
Why? Because he's doing his job.
Eric Schmidt,
yeah.
Because they hate him in the city. All right, but would he be able to get anything done? Probably not. And would he ever get reelected? Never, not one chance. So I think you have to put somebody in who can not only reform that office, not only start fighting real crime, not imaginary crime, but you have to put someone in who has the ability to get reelected at the next election.
Okay.
Hey, Brad, before we let you go, do you know anything about this? And I'm appeasing one of our listeners, John. He says the House panel investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol has enough evidence to refer President Donald Trump for criminal charges. I know I'm throwing this at you from the outfield right now.
That's fine.
I know that you follow a lot of these cases. Real quick, where do you see that going?
Well, where that's going is not in terms of what we've seen. In other words, there's not been one single person charged or even convicted or even charged, rather, with insurrection. That is a political term that's being made up by the left today. It's not really practical. So it's not by what we've seen. What I think the commission is looking at is they've gathered evidence that shows a collusion to stop the process of government, which would be an obstruction of justice. And they claim, at least what we've seen with leaks, to have texts and emails that verify some collusion to obstruct the government from moving forward. So if that's the case, there might be evidence for obstruction of justice, but it's not going to be for insurrection. Everyone uses that term in the media, but that they don't know what term they're using.
Well, I appreciate it. Brad, you've been awesome as always. Hey, thanks again, man. We'll keep touch with you in regards to what happens with this Kim Gardner situation, and you always seem to be 2 steps ahead of it.
All right. Always happy to help, my friends.
All right. Brad Young of Harris, Dow, Fisher & Young. Always good to talk with Brad.
So this is the first inning.
Probation or suspension.
This is the first inning. We should get a lot more insight
I would
today.
call it the 3rd inning.
Really? Okay.
Because this is the final step before the Supreme Court makes its decision. But one thing we couldn't get into, the Supreme Court could take, 6 months. This isn't going to, it may not happen quickly.
Yeah.
And if it happened quickly, it could just be
and the bottom
probation.
line.
But Kim's supporters all say it's probation. Her critics all say suspension. So
wouldn't St. Louis, the good people of St. Louis that are listening right now, wouldn't you like an attorney down there that takes care of crime, that you like, that isn't political? Could you imagine that in St. Louis,
there
John
are people
Parker?
in St. Louis who feel they have that with Kim, Eric.
You don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Let's be truthful. Be truthful.
We still got a lot to get to. We got to get to our break real quick. We're going to continue with the fastest 2 hours of Morning Talk Radio. Love your comments on this. We'd love to get everything that you have to say. You can call us as well. Phone number 636-695-2915. Jump in on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. Also at ViperRocks.com. Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. Angela has the day off. Back with more right after this.
Morning traffic.
Traffic is finally moving again on 70 eastbound from O'Fallon through St. Peters. And those earlier delays eastbound 70 on the Blanchhead Bridge have also cleared up. No delays at the moment. 64 eastbound headed from the 70 split all the way to the Boone Bridge. And still some problem spots in St. Louis County. Northbound 270 is tap and go from Sunset Hills up to Town and Country. And a crash 64 eastbound after 270. That's causing delays. It's a slow go from 270 over to 170. The ramp from westbound 44 to Vandeventer has just reopened after being closed much of the morning due to a crash. I'm Fox 2's Molly Rose. That's your Edge Morning Traffic.
Wake up. The Edge Morning Show.
Hey y'all, this is your girl Cheryl Underwood, and I want to tell you something. My digestive system used to make me feel sluggish, but those days are over. Now I feel great. That's because I increased my fiber intake with the Metamucil 2-week challenge, and I'm still hooked. I just took Metamucil every day for 14 days, and it's really that easy. Metamucil traps and removes the waste that weighs you down, so you feel lighter and more energetic. Now I never want to go back to that heavy feeling. Are you ready for the Metamucil 2-week challenge for a coupon and daily support? Sign up at Metamucil.com today.
Compass Health Network Express Care offices in Newtown, St. Peters, and Wentzville are ready to serve you today. Compass Health accepts Medicaid, self-pay, private insurance, and offers a sliding fee scale. Don't wait another day to feel better. Call 844-853-8937 for an appointment or visit compasshealthnetwork.org for a location nearest you. Compass Health Network Express Care. Feel better today.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed is the only bed that effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. The new Queen Sleep Number 360 C2 Smart Bed is only $8.99, plus special financing. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get where you want to go. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Now another hour of the Edge Morning Show on KFNS Troy St. Charles. The Edge Morning Show.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
The graphics are so real on this video game console I bought with the savings from switching to Progressive 10 years ago. I can't tell what's real and what's the game, which I think is what people want, in the future, which it is currently.
So switch to Progressive and save big, because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
You're always up for some fun with the family, so you order the essentials: a new board game, some baking supplies, and even a new projector for outdoor movie night. And with the Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards which you can put toward an extra treat that everyone will enjoy, like an old-fashioned popcorn machine. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
Get a grip on your finances with People's Bank and Trust's new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills with ease and all from the palm of your hand. Activate your phone today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Viper Weather with legendary chief meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hi, this is Viper meteorologist Dave Murray with my new week forecast, and we are talking about this unsettled stretch of weather coming up over the next 3 days and nights. It's really right on schedule. On this Monday, periods of rain and thunderstorms, especially in the morning into the early afternoon. Then things will taper off a little bit. 65 for the high, but the north wind returns this afternoon, and that will start a slow temperature drop. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, limited shower and thunderstorm activity, and chilly, 45 for the overnight low. Tuesday, kind of a break in the action, at least a pretty good break. Mostly cloudy skies, windy and warmer, limited, very limited rain and storms around on Tuesday. A lot of dry time, 75. But again, Wednesday appears to be one of the prime days in this stretch with increasing rain and thunderstorms, some strong to severe, along with gusty winds. So again, we keep an eye on things this morning, and we really keep an eye on things on Wednesday. I'll keep you up to date. From the Viper Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray. Now back to the Edge on 100.7, The Viper.
Whipper River Electric, a Touchstone Energy cooperative. The Edge Morning Show.
Local headlines now with Fox 2's Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Time for your morning headlines here at 9 o'clock on this Monday, April 11th. A Starbucks store in Kansas City has unionized. What does it mean for the rest of the stores around the country? That's been a big story. Several employees wanted to unionize. Starbucks was against it. What will happen? Where will it go? We'll see if it spreads around the state as well. Anytime we hear about dogs or pets being rescued, they're never usually good situations. But fortunately, 11 dogs were rescued in Pulaski County. We have all the details in a long story on fox2now.com. I really can't get into all of it here. It would take up all the time. Also, there was a fire at Missouri's first Capitol building. That happened over in St. Charles. It's under investigation this morning. The fire started last night about 5:30 on historic Main Street. Firefighters were able to get the fire under control quickly, and the building only suffered minor injuries. Now, that site served as the first Capitol in Missouri gained statehood all the way back in 1821 until the new Capitol in Jefferson City was finished in 1826. So there's some history for you, Eric. I know you like your history.
Yes, I do.
Missouri became a state in 1821.
I knew that.
6 cars were broken into overnight in West St. Louis out on Manchester Road in Manchester.
Yes!
That's happened there before, too.
All right.
A victim shoots at a carjacker in South St. Louis. Seems like more people are firing back if somebody tries to carjack them because they have weapons. A Franklin County woman was sentenced for her role in the Capitol riot. We talked about it. Kim Gardner, St. Louis Circuit Attorney, is going before a hearing today where information will be given and taken and then sent to the Missouri Supreme Court. Then we'll wait to see if Kim Gardner will receive probation or suspension for her role in the prosecution of Eric Greitens. Of course, her lead investigator, William Tisby, already pled guilty to evidence tampering, which may not be a great thing for Kim Gardner. And in sports, Cardinals won 2 of their first 3 games. They're scheduled to play today, a day game, 1:15. Not sure if that's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. The Blues have won 5 straight, and they play again tomorrow night. And Scotty Scheffler wins the Masters, his first title, his first major. That's Look at Your Morning Headlines. I'm Vic Faust.
This is the Edge Morning Show.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's your birthday.
It's your birthday. That's right, I served you cake. I'm Peggy. Pull your leggy. Happy birthday.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Go.
Hey, guys. Do you know who Logan Lerman is?
No.
He's 30 years old. He's Percy Jackson. He now plays Jonah Heidelbaum on Amazon's Nazi hunting series Hunters. Also, Shawn Johnson. I know Shawn. You two probably don't remember. Olympic gold medalist.
Yes. No.
She also won Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
She won season 8. She was only 17, and she was amazing. One of Eric's heroes, Pete Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation under the Biden administration.
Yeah.
He's 40 today.
He looks like he's 20.
Milestone birthday for him. Jodie Sweetin is 40. Jodie was Stephanie on Full House and Fuller House. So there you go. Bitsy Tulloch, she was Lois Lane on Superman and Lois. She was also Juliet on Grimm. Chris, why did my music disappear already? I barely got into it.
Because you were remember when celebrities used to be celebrities and used to say their name and people would go, "Oh, damn, it's John Wayne's birthday."
Right.
Oh,
Right.
damn,
Right.
it's Sammy Davis Jr.'s
we
birthday.
just have to get to your age group because you're an old guy.
No,
and you know all the old people. We build up to the age. Come on, we're getting there.
Remember
Eric.
when
I need the
celebrities
music.
used to
I
be
need the music,
celebrities?
Chris.
You need music?
Give me some track. Give me some bed.
Oh, you were gearing up for the celebrities.
Here
I
it
got
well,
you.
I'm
The
gearing
people
up-
that we knew.
that are your age group.
The bat boy for the Chicago Cubs.
Frank Caliendo.
No, I know Frank.
Oh, yeah, that
Barely.
Well, yeah, because he's at the bottom of your age group. We're getting there, though. Comedian and impressionist for Mad TV, NFL predictions, NFL Fox Sunday. Frank's 48 today.
Nice.
I thought he was a lot older than that.
I did too.
Sean Wayans, another comedian and actor. You know, he's 51 from Scary Movie White Chicks, which was an awesome
From
movie.
In Living Color.
And Little Man. Yeah, In Living Color. John Wozniak, he's 51. He played Marcy Playground Singer. Sex and Candy. Okay.
John Wayne. Where's the Eddie Vedders in
Martin Bashir, the journalist who exposed the Michael Jackson 2003 TV documentary Living with Michael
That's
Jackson.
a celebrity.
From CNN. Paul McCrane, 61. He was Dr. Romano on ER. Paul Rodriguez, another Latin comedic. You know who he is, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Don't forget about our listener, Amy Bittner. It's her
Amy
birthday.
Bittner.
Amy's birthday.
Paula,
Boom. That's what I'm
now
talking
we're getting
about.
into your age group, Eric. Paula Dean, 75. You know
Paula
who
Dean?
Dolly Parton, 76.
Now, why didn't you lead off with this stuff? Why got the headliners coming in and closing the show?
Oh, and it also, even though, God rest his soul, Robert Palmer's birthday was today as well.
Yes.
Edgar Allan Poe's birthday was today. Janis Joplin's was today.
What the hell? So you start off with all these Hallmark Channel stars.
Hallmark.
No one watches the Hallmark Channel except for your grandma.
And Amy Bittner is 49 today. Eric's 57.
I am not 57.
So welcome back to the show. Are we taking a break or do we just move on through here, Chris?
No, we're just going to move
Okay,
on.
Eric Johnson, welcome back to the show. Eric Johnson, Chris and Adam, Vic Faust of Fox 2. 9:06 is our time, Monday, April 11th. Yeah, the weather sucks all day throughout the Missouri area. Glad you're joining us this morning. Share the show on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. Also, you can jump in at viperrocks.com. That's how you stream the show. And if you want to hear your voice, you can talk with us as well. We give you that option as well, 636-695-2915. Coming up at 9:30, we're going to talk with Rebecca Sheehan from Ladies of Liberty. She's joined us before. She put out on social media very, very interesting. I saw this yesterday. Very interesting take on this new Powerade commercial where it says "Pause is powered." Not sure if you saw this.
I did,
but it has athletes who, for whatever reason, didn't succeed or attain what they wanted to, or quit because they said that they mentally couldn't handle it. And it praises that. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What does it say to society? Mental illness is brought into the picture. We all know mental illness is real. Have things changed in America? Anyway, we'll get into all that at 9:30 and see what's happening with her group that meets, that she started a little back then. Eric, you found it so fascinating as well that Elon Musk has now backed out of being on the board of directors for Twitter.
So Elon has a very unique way of making people speculate.
Yes,
he
he
never
does.
comes out and,
And he
says
likes
anything.
it, and he likes
He's
it.
like a ghost. He's like, what's going on behind the ghost door over here with Elon Musk? So he buys 9% of this company. He basically does little innuendo. He's like, you know, those Facebook guys are girls, mainly girls, that they don't go on Facebook and say what they're thinking, but they'll put an innuendo meme up, you know, like that's Elon Musk. He doesn't come out and say anything, but he puts
Generate speculation.
Yeah. He puts a meme out that has a little hand over the mouth, which is probably a freedom of speech thing. And he also says
maybe.
Exactly, maybe. So, and then he basically says, I just bought 9% of your company. How about an edit button? I mean, just that. And all of a sudden, what is happening? Twitter's considering an edit button. And that's how he rolls, man. He doesn't say, California sucks at what they're doing for businesses. He just goes, I think I'm going to go put a multi-billion-dollar facility in Austin, Texas.
Melissa says it so he can buy more shares.
We have the best listeners. That's exactly right. To bring him on.
That's what you said when you walked in.
The scuttlebutt was to get on the board, you could only buy up to 14% of Twitter. Okay, so he would have had to sign a lot of documents to get on this board. It's a big board. So he's probably like, what? I don't even like the company. I hate the company. I'm just going to buy it and tell them to start letting President Trump back on and let him say whatever the hell he wants to say, because that's what freedom of speech is. That's what his end game is. Don't be fooled. He just does not like what's going on in this country, and he's semi-liberal. That's the thing about Elon Musk. He literally started the biggest car company on the planet because of climate change. He's like, electric cars, that would fix the problem, huh? Okay, I'll be back with you. And he goes and starts a company called Tesla to combat climate change. He doesn't like what's going on in this country. He doesn't like being overtaxed in California, so guess what he does? Gone, going to Texas.
Well, it's interesting because his biggest comments from I wouldn't say controversial standpoint is the fact that Twitter, as we know, has taken away the right to free speech.
Yes.
Now, there have been people on this show who have said, hey, private company, they can do whatever they want.
Right.
Well, now Elon's in charge, buddy boy.
You're right.
Now Elon's making the calls.
Yeah, he's the biggest shareholder.
Because he said he's got a problem with free speech being taken away. And there's no doubt Twitter has taken away free speech.
Right.
Twitter took away Donald Trump's free speech. They've taken away other people's free speech. Hell, you've got Vicky Hartzler, who's running for Missouri's spot in the U.S. Senate, who, by the way, in the last polling we had, was the leader. Many people in St. Louis don't know who Vicky Hartzler is yet because she is from the Kansas City area and has really focused on the rural. You'll start to see her ads hit St. Louis this week, from what I hear. But even Vicky Hartzler still doesn't have a Twitter account because, if you remember, she is the one who said, quote, female sports are for females, not men pretending to be females. She got banned by Twitter until she deletes her comment. She's like, why am I going to delete something that's a free speech issue? If that company wants to do away with me, hey, go do it.
Right.
But that's another example of your free speech being taken away. And that's what Twitter has done. Yeah. And it's unfortunate that they did that and have continued to do that. So Elon Musk enters the picture. Well, he changed things. Because
I think he's just toying with it like a cat toys with a little piece of string.
Yeah, he just kind of hits it.
I do. I mean, look at this. This is a guy that's opening. Tesla's coming out with a new truck. It's going to be a massive seller. He just put in, he was the first company to put private citizens into space. There's no pros up there with this capsule. He did that. He's going to be a big player in the space industry in the next few years. He is inventing things that he thinks make the world better. He's going to look at Twitter like it's an overglorified blog here in a few months. I'm telling you, he's going to basically own this thing and basically say, guys, have fun, say whatever you want. I'll be over here if you need me. I think that's his big play. Because to buy Twitter, I think outright, wasn't it like $20 billion? Because he put $2 billion in, right? Is that I don't remember the numbers.
I don't remember.
But somebody said, look, he's got $280 billion in the bank. $20 billion is like a catering
Did
for
we
his
say
office
he's on
party.
the board?
He refused. He was invited, and he refused to be on the board.
Okay, so because Drew was like, he's not on the board. Yeah,
Right.
He refused to be on the board.
He refused to be on the board
And
because
the point is so he can buy more shares.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's like, come on the
That's
board.
exactly
But
it.
he's
Drew,
now
Drew
owns-
isn't going to understand that, though, on the business side of it. I guarantee you.
And you know what?
He
That's
just
fair.
sees that he's not on the board.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And
being
he
on
had-
the board is
and
not.
so the point is Elon had a chance to be on the board, but now
Turned it
he's
down.
he's turning it down,
Right.
even though he owns the most shares.
Right.
So we'll
You
go
get
from
up
there.
to 25
Robert says
shares?
Musk is just a puppet. But
No.
who would Musk be a puppet
What
to?
are you talking about? A puppet to who? Himself? The guy has Asperger's. He basically he sees the world in a much different way that we do.
I find it difficult to believe, and I don't know. I mean, I'm up to Robert. We like all opinions. I would find it difficult to believe that Musk could be worried about anybody.
He's not.
With his condition plus his brain.
He doesn't care. He's doing this for fun. The kids use Lincoln Logs. His Lincoln Logs are his space program. His Lincoln Logs are Tesla. He goes to work. He could be poor and still go to work and not care.
So will Elon get to a point where he stops what's happening right now when it comes to the? I mean, and if you're a Republican, I see what you're saying, because your speech has been silenced. It hasn't been the Democratic messages or the Democrat messages. It's been Republican messages. We've seen that.
Right.
It's happened.
Yeah.
I think anybody with half a brain in America realizes the former president should not have been banned from Twitter, because if you believe in free speech, and that's why I'm a journalist too, you have a right. You do. You shouldn't. Yeah. And if a private company wants to start banning people,
dude, the worst thing that Twitter and Facebook did to themselves, the worst thing that Twitter and Facebook did to themselves is banning Trump, because he would have hung himself. He would have been on Twitter saying dumb things all through this. He would have been saying dumbass stuff. That's what he did. He was a great president. If you look at what he did as a president, he was fantastic. He was Ronald Reagan-esque.
So you think this was a good cool-off period?
Dude, the worst thing that these guys did was to ban him, because now he's kind of hiding out. People are looking at him as martyred. He's going to come out of nowhere, and he's going to be your next president if he wants to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eric's saying, if he
disagree.
Wants to, well, no, that's not going out on a limb. Oh, if he wants to be. Now, you need to eliminate that point of it. If he wants to be.
I'm telling you. Who's going to challenge him? I don't think DeSantis is going to get in his way, do you?
If he wants to be. Come on. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen there? There's still so much it has to.
Yeah, but we're in the game. Remember?
Do you even think Biden's going to the whole thing? Do you think Biden's going to finish his term in office?
He doesn't even know he has a term in office right now.
Which gets back to my question: is he going to finish his term in office? There's so much still to happen. It seems like we have more history happening. It seems in weeks right now that we used to have in decades.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what? Where are we going? What?
Yeah.
That happened all the last year.
Yeah,
I'm looking like it all started with COVID.
When you go to COVID.com, or not COVID, but you go to FoxNews.com or CNN.com, and the news stories on there, each headline on there is worse than the next one. I mean, it's like Putin. You have Ukraine. You have DeSantis. I'll just read the headlines off Fox News right now. DeSantis being vindicated over California. He's won that battle. I mean, it's just so much stuff. I mean, the border, vaccinations. Should you get back? I mean, it's just overwhelming, the information you have. So we're in the game, Vic. Don't be afraid to talk about the elections coming up.
No,
because
not at all.
The midterms are going on, and don't be afraid to say if it's an overwhelming onslaught of victories by the Republicans this year, they can negate a lot of the stuff that Biden has done to hurt this country. And that's really what you had to say.
Well,
is he going to run for another term? Not just no, but hell no. It's not going to happen. He can say he is all day long. He doesn't even know which sock to put on which foot at this point.
From the Facebook line, getting back and be able to catching up on the Musk talk. No, he's not on the board. He couldn't buy more shares if he was. He's going for a hostile takeover, I hope. Robert Peterbaugh says Musk is a puppet of the government. Okay. Todd says Musk is half AI. He is
half AI.
He's no puppet.
Go watch his interviews on YouTube and
Drew
look at the look in his face.
He only owns 9%, Eric. Well, guess what? It's still the majority percentage, Drew.
Right.
Drew, business works like this.
You got to go do your due diligence before you make these comments.
9% puts him in charge. End of story.
It does. 9% is a ton of shares.
Yeah. What, $2 billion?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
You could own it for 20.
So, but once again, like the cat playing with the toy, I think it's a great analogy. I think that's what Musk is and what we have seen, but we're hearing more from a political standpoint now of what's going to happen, who's going to do that. I mean, you've even got DeSantis in Florida now saying that if Stacey Abrams wins election in Georgia, which she is running for governor, there's going to be a Cold War between Florida and Georgia.
Yeah. Oh, I could totally see that. Yes, I could.
Which is very,
and guess
very
what?
interesting that
Georgia
he's come
will
out and said that.
Georgia will get real cold real fast. Georgia is going to.
What does that mean?
I think, well, because Florida is destroying the country. They're not even. They look at Georgia as like whoever. But you're right. It's like, I think Herschel Walker is going to be your next senator out of this great state of Georgia. It's going to happen. He's popular enough. He hasn't even started campaigning yet. So I think that Stacey Abrams, her days are gone. I don't think that she has a shot in hell to be the governor of Georgia. I think that she's a good MSNBC guest, contributor, whatever she is, but she has no message. The fact of the matter is that crime doesn't pay. We've all seen what has happened with the defund the police garbage. CRT is being overwhelmed in every single county in the country. Parents are rising up against that. She has nothing to run on anymore. That era is over. That era is over, Vic. Nobody wants that garbage anymore.
John says Herschel Walker will not win.
I don't know about that.
Herschel Walker will win.
Herschel
I think so.
he is supported by President Trump, but also somebody from our Facebook line just said, I was looking for it, trying to go back. This person feels that Trump's hurting his chances if he ever wanted to jump into a race again by supporting Dr. Oz. Now,
have you ever listened to Dr. Oz speak? Yes, he had a television show, and yes, you have to be a little bit edgy to be on a television
Trump is
show.
supporting him.
What's wrong with Dr. Oz? He's a neurosurgeon. He's literally smarter than all of us put together. And he wants to run for the Senate. Big deal. Because his name is Dr. Oz, it's a television name.
There's some other people. I mean, at one point in time, he was backing the gender surgeries for kids. And
he'll have to get on a pedestal and explain it. He'll have to explain it.
Yep.
A logical conversation without beating each other up over the head with it. He's a doctor. Maybe he has some insight on what it's about. I love
it when our viewers and listeners get into it too. Glenn Thompson's wanting to bet Parker a beer.
Damn right, I want in on that. I want Patron, though. I don't want no natty, John Parker.
You gotta go have whoa. You gotta go drink. You gotta go drink with John.
Why wouldn't
that
you?
Would be great.
I would.
No. I have. You have, but Chris hasn't.
It's fantastic.
That would be great to see John Parker pay up a bet to Chris.
He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't admit he lost. He wouldn't. Oh, okay. You mean if it's a win-lose kind of a thing?
Herschel Walker, yeah.
I'm in on that. I tell you what. I'll tell you what. We'll do beer bongs for that one. I'm telling you what, John, you're going to be lit like a bitch. Because I'm telling you what,
I'll be taking pictures. So if John ever does become St. Louis City Mayor, I'll have some pics.
There's some dirt on you.
I think you should make John Parker, while he's in his $4,000 outfit, make him drink Natty Lights, an entire case of Natty Lights.
It's probably what he drinks.
No, he doesn't. He's bougie.
Oh.
He drinks apple teenies.
No, that's you, Eric.
Well, they're fantastic.
I've only heard of one male ever drinking apple teenies.
You know what?
Who was it?
Live a little.
It was Eric. But that's also coming from the guy that doesn't mind a Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I drink apple teas.
Nothing wrong. Live a little, Vic.
That's right.
Live a
little.
Just a little.
Todd says he's with the beer bongs. He's a hold up. I need it on this with the beer bongs.
I'm just saying. Come on, John.
Let's jumping in there. Be careful with Dr. Oz. People are talking about his stances on abortion and transgender. But anyway, Dr. Oz's big messaging that you see him coming out with, or at least I have, has been regarding inflation and some financial aspects. Maybe more of the conservative fiscally, as Eric talks about, maybe more liberal when it comes to social issues.
And people are open to that, Vic. People are open these days. If you're a Republican these days, and I speak right to you liberals, we're not like we were back in 1985 or 82 or 1978. We are more liberal in a lot of the ways that we see things. The LGBTQ stuff, it doesn't bug conservatives. Gay marriage doesn't really affect us all that much anymore. We don't care, and we kind of like you guys. The liberal,
we kind of like you guys.
Socially liberal is what a conservative is these days. So
no,
you're
it's not.
It is too.
No,
Vic.
in your circles,
a Dr. Oz.
You don't speak for groups of people.
I'm not. I'm saying on general, in the aggregate, in the macro version of this, there are Republicans. Vic, do not care about these social issues like they used to. Trust me, there are a lot of Republicans
but now you got to say like they used to, and what that means. What is used to? A year ago, 2 years ago, 20 years ago? What does it matter 20 years ago?
Because back in the day when I was a kid, Ellen DeGeneres came out of the closet as a lesbian. Remember
Correct.
that? And the entire country was up in arms. Oh, my God, how could this happen? We love Ellen so much, and she comes out as a lesbian. Do you think that conservative Republicans, GOPsters, give a damn that Ellen DeGeneres is a lesbian anymore on television?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm talking
Chris
about.
says, there goes Eric again, delusional unicorn hopes.
Oh, damn.
Look, I'm a truth seeker and a truth speaker. That's all I can say.
I love it.
I'm a truth seeker and a truth speaker.
Can we get that on a T-shirt?
Yeah, you can. I've already got it on a T-shirt.
How about give us an analogy?
I don't have an analogy
And
today.
now, analogies from Eric Johnson.
What would it be a good analogy? I have nothing. Look, that's not how my brain is wired. I can't just come off of the cuff like that. I'm just saying. Dr. Oz could waltz in with this thing. He has name recognition. He's a conservative. He believes that the country is going down a really dark path right now, and it's really easy.
Financially speaking.
Well, no, not just financially.
No, that's what his main main
Okay,
thing
that's
is.
fine.
He's against
He's
CRT, and finances.
Don't treat it. CRT
Anything
is
else
abuse.
goes.
CRT is abuse. You're looking at
I
a
agree.
kid trying to program him
Yes.
to think like he is a oppressive racist. That's abuse. Stop abusing our damn kids. He's also a doctor, so he can speak right to COVID. Okay? He can speak right to the numbers of COVID.
Okay, this is a great way to go to break. We got to get to break. Eric Johnson, Chris and I have Big Faust and Fox 2. Hey, don't go anywhere. Spirited conversation, spirited talk. Have you seen the newer Powerade commercial, Pause is Power? Check it out. If you don't, we'll play it when we get back. We've also got Rebecca Sheehan on with us, Ladies of Liberty. She posted some video in regards to this, and what kind of a message does it send to America right now? Are we getting subliminal messages from companies, from your Nikes of the world, from your Adidases of the world?
I can give you a million examples.
This is kind of your it's your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's your messaging, your company, Eric. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We'll get into all of that. You're listening to The Edge. Don't go anywhere. Share the show on Facebook. We love it when you do. 100.7 The Viper on Facebook. ViperRocks.com is how you can stream us. You can also catch us, of course, on YouTube at The Morning Edge. And as we take you to break for our listeners and viewers on Facebook, we'll give you a shot of Lambert Airport. We'll be right back with more after this.
This is the Edge Morning Show.
Live on 100.7.
The Viper.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Spectrum Glass is known for their quality work on windshields, but they do so much more. Spectrum Glass also specializes in residential, commercial, and automotive window tinting. Reduce the heat, reduce the fading, and increase your comfort with professional window tinting from Spectrum Glass. Serving St. Charles and surrounding counties since 1995, Spectrum Glass is still your premier company for windshield replacement. And with free mobile service, they come to you. 636-294-1800 on Facebook and SpectrumGlassOnline.com.
The first ever STL CannaFest is coming April 23rd from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Old St. Andrews Cinema, presented by STL Hemp Company. Over 30 CBD and hemp-related vendors, a DJ, glass-blowing demonstration, and you can apply for your medical card on the spot. Brought to you by STL Hemp Company, Peace of Mind, the Happy Grower Hydroponics, and Main Street Tattoo Collective. STL CannaFest, April 23rd at the Old St. Andrews Cinema. Find STL Hemp Company on Facebook for more info.
Great care for children begins at Compass Health Network. Our Warrenton and Winsville locations offer pediatric walk-in services, same-day appointments, and specialty care, so your children get the care they need, when, and how they need it. When it comes to children's health care, Compass Health Network is here for you and your family. Call 844-853-8937 for an appointment, or visit compasshealthnetwork.org for more information.
There are so many words to describe Panera's new Chef's Chicken sandwiches. The chicken, juicy, succulent, seared. The brioche roll, buttery and toasty. The Parmesan crisps, crunchy, tangy. The secret aioli, creamy and rich. All those words. But when you have a bite, you might just be left speechless. Panera's new Chef's Chicken sandwiches. Enjoy a free drink with purchase of a new Chef's Chicken sandwich. Restrictions apply. For details, visit panerabread.com/online code.
Midnight Auto Supply in St. Peters carries a full line of automotive parts and paints. They're a PPG Platinum distributor of automotive paint and industrial coatings and auto body shop supplies. For over 40 years, your hometown auto parts store is Midnight Auto. Stop in at Midnight Auto Supply in St. Peters, just off Mexico Road, 447-4000, 447-4000, on the web at mid-niteautosupply.com.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So we're going to tap into human emotion, first with some music. Then in a serious tone, I'll say, save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. And even though it was about saving money with Progressive, we'll fade out the music so you know it was poignant. Wow, powerful stuff. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Shop local with Revolution Mattress in O'Fallon. When you come in, you talk to the owners, Kevin and Lisa. No high pressure and no salesperson stalking you through the store. Kevin and Lisa will help you pick out the perfect mattress for your body and sleep position. Most of their products are made in America with a 10-year non-prorated warranty. See why Revolution Mattress has 5-star ratings on Google and Facebook reviews. Revolution Mattress, locally owned on Main Street in O'Fallon.
If you want the best, don't settle for the rest. Come to F&S. F&S Collision Repair provides the best customer service, quality of work, paint color match, and paintless dent repair. They do it all. No job too big or too small. Just what your car or truck ordered. F&S Collision. Call today to schedule your appointment and get that car repaired. F&S Collision Repair.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K. How convenient.
Now, back to the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It is The Edge, the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio anywhere. Eric Johnson's here. Chris Snyder, I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. Angela Sharp has the day off. Appreciate you staying with us this morning. As always, share the show on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. And of course, you can stream us wherever you go at viperrocks.com. Also on YouTube at The Morning Edge. Welcome back to the show. We talked to you before we came back in to the break. Chris, are we going to go to the commercial first before we jump? We're going to join.
Let everybody watch themselves.
Rebecca Sheehan's going to join us in a second with Ladies of Liberty. She's joined us before. This is the commercial we were talking about that we'll start with from Powerade. Pause is power. Here it is.
Listen up, guys. Our biggest problem right now, we are missing pauses.
You mean passes?
No, pauses. The secret to winning is to pause.
Bring it up!
take a break.
In through the bunny hole. Now the big tree.
You like it, Tom?
Now you're talking. Gorgeous work, Antonio.
I'm taking a step back.
What's the reason?
Sometimes you gotta stop to be an actual human.
Take a minute to celebrate, huh? 420.
Hey, you'll get it tomorrow.
All right, that's the audio for our radio listeners. People watching on Facebook can see the commercial as well. Certainly haven't seen anything like that in regards to success in the past with some of the top athletes. Pauses power. Rebecca Sheehan joins us this morning. People remember Rebecca as Rebecca Roberts on Fox 2. Rebecca, good morning this morning. How are you doing?
I am great. Good to be here.
Hey, first of all, have you gotten over your Duke Blue Devils losing their basketball game?
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. To get to the Final Four, we figured we would just be in the championship since everyone wanted to win for Coach K's last year, but to lose to UNC definitely added some insult to injury.
I know. Can you imagine? There could have been a worse situation. I was actually the only person in my family rooting for Duke, so I was right there with you.
Well, thank you.
My boys were like, no way, I'm not rooting for Duke. I can't stand it. How could you do that, Dad? You being a Duke alum, and I know you love your basketball, so I'm sorry you were dealing with that. Okay, speaking of sports, I saw you post on this Powerade commercial. We just played it. You have a group, Ladies of Liberty, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. But I found your perspective, being a female out in the community, very interesting. Can you kind of give us your take on that?
Sure. Well, not only was I cringing with Duke's loss to UNC rather, but to have to watch this commercial during the breaks was just awful. I mean, this commercial, basically, when I looked it up, it talked about how it was based on a focus group of Gen Z, saying that how they do not want to sacrifice their happiness and well-being in order to win. And I just think that that's such a ridiculous and dangerous mentality that is not going to get us anywhere.
You think so? So back in the day, your coach would be suck it up, so put some dirt on it, get back
Suck
in
it
the
up,
game.
Buttercup.
Exactly. That's the era that I come from.
That's
anyway.
the era that I came from. But
And-
is it healthy?
I think it's exceptionally healthy.
I think it
gives
by
you
this
an
commercial
advantage
as well.
I think this is that participation trophy garbage that everybody. It's like, oh, you did good. Here's a trophy. Everybody gets the same damn trophy. No,
You know what? Our kids, they're 3, but they got a participation medal for their first soccer league.
Throw it away.
My husband and I hid it from them. We never gave it to them.
Good. Yeah.
We'll
Put
give
it
it
in.
to them when they're 30 and soccer champions someday.
Exactly. You never
But
look.
yeah, I mean, we can't discount mental health. I mean, that's
Correct.
really
I'm
important.
glad
I
you hit
think
that,
one of
Rebecca.
the wonderful things that has come out of all of this is being able to have more open conversations about it. But that's very different than sort of championing the idea of quitting.
Yes. And you know what? A lot of people out there that can't run that 10th wind sprint, they'll look at something like this and it will become part of the culture of like, I just can't do this. I need a break. No. The reason you do the 10 wind sprints is because it is building your conditioning. It's making you a stronger person. It's helping you win the game. And I think that the advantage to these athletes, because this is an athletic commercial, is you bring it into the real world and you're able to compete better. And that's what a parent and a coach's role is in all of this. And now you have a television commercial. I can't believe it's Powerade, by the way. I cannot believe that company's putting this together. But I think that you're absolutely right in putting a spotlight on this. If you need help, if you can't do it, no doubt, take a break. But to say that a coach grabbing you by the face mask and saying, you can do this, get back in the game, is ridiculous. Everybody should compete for first place, and that's it. That's why you get into athletics.
Well, and we're talking with Rebecca Sheehan. She's very big on social media as well and jumps in on topics of this. She founded or co-founded Ladies of Liberty. Why do you think Powerade made this commercial?
I think they are trying to appeal to that target demographic, and they want to be cool with the young kids now. I sound old saying that, but I mean, that is the mentality in our culture right now, where you have to, walk on eggshells around everyone. We can't offend anyone. That's like the absolute worst thing you could possibly do, worse than losing.
Who was the Olympian that did the
Simone Biles?
Okay, Simone.
She's in the commercial. She had what she pretty much described as a mental breakdown at the Olympics. She didn't attain what everybody thought she would do. She's arguably one of the greatest gymnasts in Olympic history from a talent standpoint and some of the things that she's done. But she said she just couldn't answer the bell from a mental standpoint. And she is in that commercial.
I think Carrie Strug would have something to say about that, don't you?
Yeah.
Wait, do you know where I'm going with this?
I know where you're going with it.
Okay. Where's the commercial with her, making her the...
She had a lot of commercials.
Okay, that's...
Rebecca, do you remember Carrie Strug?
I don't.
Okay, she had a broken ankle, correct? Was it a break or a high femur or something like that? She had a busted leg, and she was on the, what was it, the uneven bars or something like that?
No, she was doing the vault.
The vault. And she nailed it and won a gold with a broken appendage.
She hobbled up.
Why do I not remember this? This is like the greatest.
It
Pride of the
is.
story ever.
Yeah, well, you won't see commercials about that anymore.
I know.
About pride of country, pride of team.
Right.
Self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
Bella Caroli right there with her, one of the greatest gymnastics coaches of all time. So Carrie Strug, instead of quitting, she did it with, and I can't remember what the exact injury was. It was either something was torn or broke, but she did it with the pain. She landed it and couldn't walk off. She had to be carried off.
Right.
So she gave her last ounce of everything to win.
Nailed it.
And she did. And it's one of the greatest Olympic moments that we've ever had.
And then you can go back to the 1980s men's hockey team who was supposed to lose to the Russians. Again, these moments are part of our history. And I think what Powerade did, and I think you'll agree, is they took a woke moment in Olympic history and they tried to parlay it into money. That's all they did. This is athletics is supposed to be highly competitive with highly competitive parents, and there's something good about that, and it helps you in life. It helps you in life. You know,
Rebecca, were you born in 1996?
No. Oh no, was I? No, I was born in 1987. Of course,
I was teasing. I was teasing you because Carrie Strug did that in '96. And, it is arguably one of the greatest American moments next to the U.S. Olympic hockey team winning at the Miracle on Ice in 1980. So that's what Eric's example was. That's a great analogy here.
Think about how synonymous those two ads are juxtaposed for where our society is today. So you have that ad from the 96 Olympics about, winning and over everything else. And now you have this ad sort of championing what Simone Biles did, which was basically quitting. I mean, that's kind of where our country is now.
Yes. Man, you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. And I think that your next post today should be the Carrie Strug when she landed it and won the gold, and say, let's make a commercial about this. Or any underdog that Rudy. How about Rudy from the great movie where the Notre Dame player that comes in and works his ass off and becomes a Notre Dame player. So there's so many. You know what? You did the right thing. You took this participation trophy and you made it something that makes your table not wobble anymore, basically putting it under there. So good job for that. And I think that that's how parents are going to be. You're either going to be one of the wokes and you're going to live a really unhappy life, or you're going to go out there and you're going to, if you get a twisted ankle, you're going to play the rest of the game.
But for those people who don't understand, Eric, you also you own a marketing company, correct?
Correct.
You deal in these kind of things, but the messages that are out there now, it kind of entails everything, because people may not have noticed this, but I've also recently seen an ad from Adidas, which is celebrating transgender athletes,
right?
Female athletes.
Yes. It's because it's the time of the era. Look, in advertising, you work with what you got. And right now, woke culture is the big thing. Disney's the same way. This Powerade thing is the same way. You are trying to capitalize, and because they're going to get looked. We're talking about it right here today because Rebecca posted about this thing, and that's all they were looking to do.
I felt like no one was talking about it. That's kind of why I started blogging in the first place.
Yes.
Because there were all these things that really bothered me that I was seeing, and I knew that they were bothering other people too, but everyone's just afraid to talk about it. So here I am.
Did you notice, Rebecca, that
Writing
there?
what everyone's thinking.
Did you notice? Did anybody else have opinions similar to yours, or even notice the commercial? Because so many times in life, when we see things, messages are so subliminal that we don't even realize it because we're on the go and may not be paying attention to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think people might just roll their eyes at it and move on. But, I mean, the fact that there is really not much dialogue taking place about that, very indicative of, I think, the pressure that people feel to stay silent.
From the,
Don't want to make the woke mob angry.
from the Facebook line, people talking about the woke mob. Melissa says, yeah, go tell that to our enemies and their militaries that we just need to pause a little bit. We need to take a break.
Yeah.
I have Pam says, I have several ex-employees quitting their job saying, I just need to get my hit together. She says people just are quitting all the time. Drew says, everyone is not going to win. This isn't 1970, lady. I'm not quite sure who's talking to about that.
You're right. Not everybody's going to win. And
Donna
your kid
says,
might not win.
Just pause and live on welfare and everything will be great. So
that's what they're all
but
doing.
Rebecca, you have a chance.
And Donna says that's what vacations are for, to go pause on vacation.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can I tell you something else? So we have 3- and 4-year-olds, and I was teaching them. They were playing Candyland for the first time. And there's a new rule in the new version of Candyland now that says for little kids, they know if you get a card that like sends you back to the beginning, you can just ignore those cards and move on. So they can only go forward.
No,
There's no challenge whatsoever.
Stop it.
Did you burn that in the fire pit?
Exactly.
Well, I just said we are not going to follow that rule.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
Are the
I'm
new
sure there are plenty of families who are.
or the new Monopoly game probably has an unlimited debt. You can just take
Right.
unlimited
Just
debt.
as much as
I'm
you want.
financing.
Just go print more money.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God. I'm going to remember that all week.
Oh.
Candyland. You lose, but don't worry
Yeah.
about it. It's all right.
Yeah, whoever gets there first shares their prize. There's no more chutes and ladders.
Rebecca, being a mom of young children right now, what do you see in the society and circles? And I know sometimes you're with like-minded people, but I know you're with other people who are not like-minded. What are you seeing when it comes to parenting and some of the issues that come up with things like this?
That's a good question. I just think that, there's a huge emphasis on protecting your children and not not exposing them to anything uncomfortable or any hardship.
Right.
But I also think that there's sort of becoming a vocal minority who is really speaking out against that. Because, I mean, with the Ladies of Liberty, I now have a group where I could share that Candyland anecdote, and they would all agree. So it's almost like becoming very polarized on the topic.
Could you tell us a little bit about Ladies of Liberty and how they can get involved in something like that, or if you're looking to grow the groups or chapters?
Yeah, so right now we started a couple of months ago, just very organically. It's a group of like-minded women that come together. It's social, but it's also very action-oriented. So we've done canvassing for school board candidates. We have speakers come. We had Eric Schmidt speak to our group a couple of months ago. We're probably going to have Vicki Hartzler also running for U.S. Senate speaking to us. It's made a difference in so many local women's lives.
How do you think?
And
I'm sorry.
if you want to get involved, you can just reach out to me. There's an email address that I can give you guys that you can share if you want that too.
What is the email, really quick, from a vocal standpoint?
It's ladiesofliberty17@gmail.com.
Ladies of Liberty17@gmail.com.
I got to go check that
I mean, this is how grassroots it is. There's no website. There's a 17. I mean,
Okay.
really just put together by passionate people.
So it has to be growing. And I always wonder, and this is, you're in the game right now, how did this become such a foothold? And we always talk about on this show, it's going to be the soccer moms of Chesterfield, Ladue, St. Charles, North County. How did this get such a foothold in our society right now? How did participation trophies become such a acceptable thing?
touted participation trophies. I
Yeah.
just think it happened gradually over time with people not noticing. And I think that parents, it's sort of an emotional thing that you never want to see your child upset. And so if there's a way to prevent that, you know, they say they want candy. Okay, just give them a piece of candy. It's easier than explaining to them why they can't have it and listening to them cry for 5 more minutes. Same thing with a participation trophy. It makes them happy, but in the long run, obviously, it does more damage than good.
Wow.
So, yeah, I just think that attitude has sort of gradually taken over.
Well, we appreciate you joining us this morning and getting involved with your group. Get involved when it comes to trying to support U.S. Senate candidates from Missouri. You said that you'd already had Eric Schmidt speaking to you, and you have Vicky Hartzler. Is that something you guys get involved with as well?
I don't think we're going to officially support any candidate in this race. My goal with setting up these meetings is to give the Ladies of Liberty as much information as they possibly need to make the decision in voting that's best for themselves and their families. And I think that's what we all should do in politics, just make sure all the information is out there for people to make their own decisions.
Well, I forgot, we let in with you and your horrible experience with watching your Dukies lose to North Carolina, not once, but twice in the final few weeks of their season, and Coach K going out. But was there any part of you that could root for your husband's Kansas Jayhawks?
Come on.
Who ended up winning?
I know I didn't mention that yet. Well, absolutely, because one year we played each other in the Elite Eight, and, I mean, it almost ruined our marriage, so I can't imagine what playing each other in the final would have been. And yeah, I was very happy to support him when they won.
Oh, no, I'm telling you, I could see that happening. I very easily.
Well, you guys take that serious.
He's more serious about it than I am, but, I mean, yeah, seriously, when Duke lost to UNC, at least half of me was relieved that we wouldn't have to play Kansas. So.
Well, tell
There you
John
go.
that we said congratulations. We said hi, and we appreciate you taking some time to join us today. And if you have any updates coming up, Rebecca, please give us an update. Of course, formerly Rebecca Roberts from Fox 2, Rebecca Sheehan now, her married name with John, and she has ladiesofliberty17@gmail.com.
Go watch Carrie Strug today. Please do that for me. And then,
1996,
I will.
Rebecca.
I'll link to it also.
hold back the tears.
All right, Rebecca, thanks again. Have an awesome day.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, always good to talk with Rebecca when we can. Okay, what am I taking out of that? Freaking Candyland.
Candyland.
Now it says you don't have to go, but you can go back. You don't have to go back to start anymore.
No.
You don't have to accept that bad thing that just happened.
Or the
I'm telling you, this concerns me. It really does. I mean, I know it sounds little, but that's how life is now. It's nobody wants responsibility. Nobody.
Does it surprise you, though? Does it surprise you, honestly?
I don't know.
What the hell is a helicopter parent, by the way?
Somebody who's always over their parent, Eric. They hover over the person, the kid.
Over the kid?
It's a term used that parents just can't let the kids go do what they're going to do with their coaching.
Hey,
Come on. You guys have never heard the term helicopter?
Chris is literally a helicopter
I
pilot.
got like smoke coming out of my ears because I'm thinking, how in the hell?
I know. I just had to ask.
A helicopter parent.
Yeah, they hover. They
Like-
hover over their children.
Okay.
Dude,
And just
it's
all around.
if
Like
you
they don't
look
let their
up the-
kid go out and live their life.
If you look up the word parent in the Webster's dictionary, it means something over something else.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what a parent is.
Yeah, but a helicopter parent doesn't let their kids live. They're always like trying to like in this
Oh,
term.
come on.
No, Eric, it's an appropriate term.
Is that really?
Yeah, it is. I'm telling you, it is universally accepted because that's what it is.
I'm disgusted. Learn
Neither one
something
of
new
you
on
get,
this
but
show
neither
every
one
day.
of you two have kids that are in sports. It's often referred to in sports or activities.
Oh, I would think skateboarding is considered a sport in some circles.
Yeah, in some circles.
It's not competitive.
But it's not. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's a little different. All right,
But we were.
We got to take. Yeah, we got to take a quick break. We'll be back with more Edge right after this.
The new abnormal.
This place is a nut house.
The Edge Morning Show.
Cut Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. So good, you gotta try it. With Straight Talk, you can get our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month. Now with unlimited high-speed data, plus 5 gigabytes hotspot data, and no contract, with nationwide 5G on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot for your data when you can get unlimited for a whole lot less? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Hi, my name is Takia, and a little thing that I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is when I take a bite, it's the perfect blend from the bacon to the cheese. It's perfection.
Hey, I'm Katora, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is it kind of melts in your mouth, so you know it's creamy, cheesy, and delicious. This gooey mac makes me cheese every time.
Order dinner delivered on the Chick-fil-A app today. Delivery fee and other restrictions apply. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Travers Automotive and RV grand opening in Wentzville across the highway from the GM plant is happening right now. We have a selection of over 1,000 new late model cars and trucks with new vehicles arriving daily. Shop from all makes, all models with financing for everyone. Looking for an RV? We also have over 200 travel trailers, fifth wheels, and motorhomes from Mesa Ridge, Open Range, KZ, Winnebago, Dutchman, and a great selection of used RVs. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, or RV, make Travers Automotive RV your one-stop destination. Located off Highway 70 at the Highway A exit.
Hey, you! Ever wanted to learn a language like French or Spanish or even Norwegian, but thought it'd be too difficult or time-consuming? Then try Babbel. Quick 10-minute lessons.
Siesta.
Bambola. Games, podcasts, even live online classes with a real teacher.
Hola, clase.
In no time, chatting about real-life topics will feel, well, effortless. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were yelling at another car while driving, let me say it again.
You need to calm down.
Yelling is just making everyone as stressed out as you are and letting them all know that you definitely aren't trying to save with Progressive Snapshot. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't yelling at another car, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Here comes more of the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to Say Goodbye. We appreciate you joining us this morning on this Monday, April 11th. Shouldn't be the best weather today. I know all of our Cardinal fans. I'm just going to say I'd be shocked if the game hasn't been called already. I haven't had a chance to see, but I don't know.
It's sunny behind us. Right?
Oh, it does? It's supposed to rain all day, I thought. Cardinals are supposed to play a day game, so we'll see if they're able to get that game.
Was that
in.
a 12:15 game?
No, 1:15 is what I saw.
Gotcha.
And if you look at the forecast, it shows rain all day long. And that
It's better than the cold.
Yeah. So we'll see where that goes. But we appreciate you. We'll see you for Fox 2 News at 5 and 9 tonight.
That's awesome. What color? Everybody loves your tie. What color tie?
It's
We've made it a thing.
It's a damn thing. And don't mess them up. Don't say purple and come out with red.
It's gonna. Here's the thing. It's gonna be in the blue family, but I haven't had a chance to even think ahead, man.
Pick it out right now.
Okay, it'll be in the blue family.
Yellow.
Not tonight.
You can't do yellow. It's gonna be raining and gloomy.
It'll be blue later. Have a good day.
Everybody have a great day. Talk to you tomorrow.